All right, ready to go on another deep dive. Today we've got something special for all you pet owners out there, especially those of you here in Scottsdale. We're taking a look at some notes from a local vet.
Yep, sort of like a little cheat sheet on keeping your furry friends happy and healthy in this desert environment.
Right. I mean, Scottsdale has its own set of challenges when it comes to pet care, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So, what stood out to you when you first glanced at these notes?
I'd say the first thing that jumped out at me was the emphasis on vaccinations.
Oh, yeah, that was front and center, wasn't it?
Yes, I know.
Especially those core vaccines like rabies and DAPP for dogs.
And for cats, of course, we've got rabies and FVRCP. Those are the big ones.
You know, those are names we hear a lot, but can you break down exactly why those are so important, especially in a place like Scottsdale?
Sure. So think of vaccines as like giving your pet's immune system a sneak peek at a virus or bacteria, but like a really weakened version, right? So it's kind of like a training exercise for their immune system. They get to learn how to fight off the real deal if they ever encounter it. And in Scottsdale, with all the dog parks, hiking trails, and patios, pets are constantly interacting, so that protection is absolutely crucial.
Yeah, it's like they're getting ready for battle, but in a safe way.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of things we need to protect our pets from, the vet also stressed the importance of parasite prevention.
Oh, yeah. Fleas, ticks, heartworms, you name it. They can be a real nuisance here.
It's not just about our pets being uncomfortable, is it? Those parasites can carry some nasty diseases.
Absolutely. Take Lyme disease, for example. Ticks can transmit that, and it can cause joint pain, fever, even neurological problems in pets. Heartworms, too, those are spread through mosquitoes, and they can really damage a pet's heart and lungs.
So besides those core vaccines, what are some other things we can do to keep our pets safe from parasites?
Well, the good news is there are some really effective preventative medications available these days. They come in different forms, like topical treatments, chewable tablets, even injections. Your vet can help you choose the right option for your pet based on, their lifestyle, their risk factors, that kind of thing.
It sounds like it's really about working with your vet to find a personalized plan, right?
Right, exactly. And speaking of personalized care, you know what else was emphasized in these notes?
What's that?
The importance of those regular checkups, those annual exams.
Yeah, those are crucial, aren't they?
They are. It's like taking your car in for a tune-up.
Yeah.
You might not think there's anything wrong, but it's always good to have things checked out and catch any potential problems early.
So let's talk about those exams. What exactly happens during a typical checkup? What kind of tests are usually done?
Okay, well, first off, your vet will give your pet a thorough physical exam. Listen to their heart and lungs, check their teeth and gums, feel their abdomen, all that. They'll also ask you questions about your pet's diet, exercise routine, any changes in behavior you might have noticed.
So it's really a chance for the vet to get a full understanding of your pet's overall health.
Exactly. And depending on your pet's age, breed, lifestyle, they might recommend some specific tests like blood work, fecal exams, maybe even urine analysis. These tests can help detect hidden problems that you might not even be aware of, things like infections, parasites, early signs of diseases like kidney or liver disease.
Wow, so those tests are pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, they really can be. And remember, early detection is key. The sooner you catch a health issue, the easier and often less expensive it is to treat.
Now, we've talked about those general preventative measures, but this vet also got into some very Scottsdale-specific concerns. I'm talking about those unique desert challenges that can affect our pets.
Oh, yeah. Living in Scottsdale is amazing, but we do have to be mindful of things like the heat, the wildlife, even those prickly plants out on the trails. All those things can impact our pets' health.
Right. Let's break those down a bit, starting with the heat. I mean,
Yeah.
Scottsdale summers are no joke.
Oh, they're brutal.
What did this vet have to say about keeping our pets safe during those scorching months?
Well, first and foremost, remember that our pets can't sweat like we do. They rely mostly on panting to regulate their body temperature,
Oh, right.
so they're much more susceptible to overheating, especially during those really hot days.
So I imagine limiting their time outdoors during the hottest part of the day is a good start.
Yeah, definitely. Avoid strenuous exercise during those peak heat hours, and always, always make sure they have access to fresh, cool water. You can even add some ice cubes to their water bowl for an extra chill.
That's a good tip. And what about those sidewalks and asphalt? Those can get incredibly hot. I've felt that heat radiating up through my shoes.
Oh, yeah. Imagine what it's like for our pets' paws. Hot pavement can actually cause serious burns.
Ouch.
So before you head out for a walk, test the pavement with the back of your hand. If it's too hot for you to hold your hand there for a few seconds, it's definitely too hot for your pet's paws.
Stick to grassy areas or walk them during the cooler times of the day.
Got it. What about other desert hazards? Things like rattlesnakes and scorpions. Those are a big concern for a lot of pet owners here.
They are. Rattlesnakes tend to be more active during the warmer months, and scorpions, well, they like to come out at night.
Oh, great.
So be extra careful when you're out hiking or walking your dog, especially during those times.
What are some ways we can minimize the risk of encountering those critters?
Stick to well-maintained trails, keep your dog on a leash, and try to avoid letting them sniff around in tall grass or rocky areas. That's where those critters like to hide.
It's all about being aware of your surroundings and taking those extra precautions.
Exactly. Now, if you do happen to encounter a rattlesnake or scorpion, the most important thing is to stay calm and get your pet to a veterinarian immediately. Time is really of the essence in those situations.
That's a good reminder to have the contact info for emergency vets readily available.
Yeah, absolutely. Know where to go and have a plan in place. It can make all the difference in an emergency. All right, so we've covered vaccinations, parasite prevention, those unique desert hazards. But there was something else that really stood out to me in these notes. It's something that goes beyond those specific treatments or preventative measures. This vet talked about the importance of building a strong relationship with your veterinarian.
Yeah, that's huge. It's about seeing your vet as more than just someone you visit when your pet is sick.
Right.
It's about having a trusted partner in your pet's healthcare journey.
So it's about ongoing communication and collaboration, right?
Exactly. Regular checkups are important, but it's also about being able to reach out to your vet with any questions or concerns you might have between those visits.
Yeah.
They can provide valuable advice on all sorts of things, from nutrition and behavior to choosing the right toys and activities for your pet.
So it's like having a personalized consultant for all things pet-related.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And as your vet gets to know your pet's individual needs and personality, they can provide even more tailored care and advice.
It sounds like finding a vet you trust and feel comfortable with is really crucial.
Oh, it is, absolutely. You want someone who listens to your concerns, takes the time to explain things clearly, and of course, treats your pet with kindness and respect.
All right, well, we've covered a lot of ground already, from those essential vaccines to those tricky desert critters and the importance of that vet-pet-parent partnership.
We have.
Let's take a quick pause here and come back to explore some more tips and insights from these vet notes in just a bit.
Sounds good. And, one thing I really noticed going through these notes is the emphasis on, really understanding your pet's individual needs.
Oh, interesting. So not just a one-size-fits-all approach, huh?
No, not at all. I mean, think about it. A super energetic husky, they're going to have totally different requirements than, say, a little laid-back lapdog, right?
Yes, yeah, that makes sense.
It's about recognizing those differences, those breeds, age, activity level, even personality. All those things play a role in how you care for your pet.
Makes sense. So it's about working with your vet to figure out that personalized care plan.
Exactly. And it's not just about nutrition either. This applies to everything. Exercise routines, the type of toys they have, even enrichment activities, the whole 9 yards.
That's cool. Speaking of different needs, the vet also spent a good chunk of these notes talking about senior pets.
Yeah, senior pet care, it's so important,
It is. Those furry seniors deserve all the TLC we can give them. What are some of the things we should be thinking about as our pets get older?
Okay, well, first off, those regular checkups become even more crucial for senior pets. I mean, just like with humans, aging can bring about all sorts of health challenges, and early detection is just key.
So how often are we talking about taking those senior pets to the vet?
Ideally, every 6 months. That way, your vet can really keep an eye on any changes in their health and catch those potential issues before they become, bigger problems.
Makes sense. So what are some of the common health problems that tend to pop up in older pets?
Well, one big one is dental disease. As pets get older, their teeth can get worn down, they can get infected, all that, and that can lead to pain, trouble eating, even systemic infections. Yuck.
So dental care is important for them, just like it is for us.
Absolutely. And brushing your pet's teeth at home, don't underestimate that. There are special toothbrushes and toothpaste made just for pets.
Really?
Yeah, those can make a big difference. Now, another common issue in older pets, arthritis, affects their joints, can cause stiffness, pain, all that, really affects their mobility too.
Oh, I bet. Is there anything we can do to help with that, like manage that arthritis pain?
Yeah, there are. There are medications that can help. Also, supplements like glucosamine and chondroitin. Those can help support joint health.
Okay.
And your vet can also suggest some lifestyle changes like orthopedic beds, maybe ramps to help them get around easier, even physical therapy exercises sometimes.
Wow, it sounds like we can do a lot to help those senior pets stay comfy and active. This vet also mentioned something really interesting about recognizing pain in older animals. It's not always super obvious, is it?
No, it's not. Pets are really good at hiding their pain, especially as they get older. So it's really important to be a detective, look for any subtle changes in their behavior.
Like what kind of changes? What should we be on the lookout for?
Okay, well, if they suddenly have trouble getting up, going downstairs, maybe they're hesitant to jump on the couch or the bed, things they used to do with no problem, that could be a sign of joint pain.
So things that used to be easy suddenly become difficult.
Right. Also, look for changes in their sleep patterns. Maybe they're sleeping more than usual or less. Maybe they're not as interested in food, or they're licking or chewing at a certain spot a lot. Those can all be signs of discomfort.
It sounds like we really have to be observant, tune into those little cues that something might be off.
You do. Trust your gut feeling, too. If you think something's wrong, don't hesitate to call your vet. Better safe than sorry, right?
Right. Always better to be safe. Okay, before we move on, I want to circle back to something we mentioned earlier, emergency preparedness. Especially here in Scottsdale, with those unique desert hazards, it's something we all need to be thinking about, right?
Oh, absolutely. You got to be prepared. It could really make a difference.
So let's refresh our memories a bit. What are those key things to keep in mind when it comes to being ready for those pet emergencies?
Okay, first and foremost, have that contact information for emergency veterinary hospitals. I mean, program those numbers into your phone, maybe write them down and stick them somewhere you can see them easily.
Yeah, in a stressful situation, you might not think straight.
Exactly. And while you're at it, figure out the best route to the nearest emergency vet. Knowing how to get there quickly can save precious time.
Okay, those are good practical tips. Anything else?
A pet first aid kit is a good idea too. You can get pre-made ones, or you can put together your own. Make sure you have gauze, antiseptic wipes, tweezers, a pet-safe thermometer, all those basics.
What about if, worst case scenario, your pet gets bitten by a rattlesnake or something?
Oh, yeah, those are definitely emergencies. Immediate vet attention needed. If you think your pet was bitten, try to keep them calm, don't let them move around too much, and get them to the vet as quickly as possible.
So time is really important in those situations.
It is. And of course, prevention is always the best approach. Take those precautions we talked about earlier. Be aware of your surroundings. Minimize the risk of those encounters in the first place.
Right, right. Any other pearls of wisdom from this vet before we wrap things up?
Well, they stress something that I think is super important. It's about noticing those subtle signs that something might be wrong with your pet.
Oh, you mean those little changes in behavior or those physical cues that could indicate a health issue?
Exactly. Pets can't talk to tell us they're not feeling well, so we got to be the ones to notice those changes.
So what are we looking for specifically?
Keep an eye on their appetite, their energy levels, even their bathroom habits. Are they eating less? Sleeping more? Having accidents in the house when they usually don't? Those could all be signs that something's not right.
Okay, so those little shifts in their normal routine, those could be red flags.
Yep. And listen to your gut. If you feel like something's off, call your vet.
Okay. Always better to be safe than sorry. This has been really insightful. We've learned so much about the unique challenges of caring for pets here in Scottsdale. Everything from those essential vaccines and parasite prevention to understanding our senior pets' needs and being prepared for emergencies. It really takes a proactive approach to be a responsible pet owner here.